Becky and Judd, we continue on with some more statements. Let's see. Where should we go next? Where should we go? The Twins? No, who cares anymore? Twins are just a massive bust. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Goldie. Come on in, Goldie. Come on in. Hold on. Goldie, come in here. Come in here. Let's talk.
Spin the head.
Goldie's in here.
Spin the head. Spin the head.
Goldie, spin your head. Spin your head. Don't choke in a big game. Don't choke in a big game. Oh, wait, you did.
Oh, God.
All right, I honest to God.
That's a car crash.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's. So,
do you really think you're suited to be the fourth guy in our group, Buzz Killington?
Talking to you, PJ Fleck.
Where do we even start? And I know, okay, first of all, I miss Phil here more than on the Viking stuff because, you were, well, you're off probably now. You had jumped on.
I jumped on.
You had jumped on the bandwagon as it was going down the street at about 50 miles an hour, which was an impressive leap by you. And now you're probably off, and I don't blame you. I'm not. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're like, okay, whatever, probably. Phil, I can't wait to hear his reaction. But for me, when it comes to Irv Smith and your statement, I'm disappointed in myself. Because, I mean, I was buying Irv Smith stock.
You were?
And, I mean, I feel pretty stupid. But, I mean, it happens, right?
Right, yeah.
Because there had been no previous performance to base my judgment on, and I thought Irv Smith was going to be good. And I think you're right. He's a jag. He's just a guy. When it comes to the Gophers, I'm 52.
Yep.
I have been watching this program since 1978. Mike Honzi, I believe, was my first quarterback. Marion Barber was the first running back. The old man who played for the Jets. Great player.
Yeah.
But anyway, I have seen every permeation of Gopher football in the last 40 plus years. And my comments, I mean, you talk about old tweets exposed, old takes exposed.
Oh, yeah, there'll be some.
Oh, my God. My comments in the last 2 weeks, and especially last week, coming off the Michigan State game, are an absolute, they're awful. They are absolutely inexcusable. And so I'm just going to start with this statement. Shame on me. Shame on me for believing that the Gophers would be different. Shame on me for thinking, oh, they, go into East Lansing. That's impressive, right? Now, Michigan State might not be that good, but still, that's impressive. I think this team might be better than 2019. Shame on me for going to that game on Saturday with the expectation that the Gophers would not only just win, but would cover a double-digit spread.
Oh.
I ran into, I'm not going to name him, I ran into a friend of ours before the game.
Okay.
Prominent friend of ours.
Okay.
Who certainly knows Gopher football up and down.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, hey, what's going on? They should win today, right? Just confident though. Arrogant of me. Not like I'm nervous about it.
How many beers were you at the tailgate at this point? Because you were at the tailgate.
I only had one because I went into the press box.
Okay, good for you.
So I held myself to one beer. And so I said, hey, should win today, huh? But it was arrogant. It wasn't. It was like, yeah, it's going to be cakewalk. From me. Idiot. And this person said, yeah, the problem is every time we get to this point, something happens. And so you always have to say things like, the Gophers look fantastic, but. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, they're going to win today. And this was after somebody else at the tailgate had said, Judd, how do you feel about this game? I'm really nervous. And I'm like, not this one. Don't be nervous about this one. Okay. What type of complete imbecile who has watched this program for that long choke in every which way, gets arrogant, haughty, hubris. You pick your word. I did it. And so did Phil. But I did it.
Yep.
And I'm older than Phil.
Yep.
Sports dad.
You should know better.
Sports dad.
Than Phil.
Sports dad who offers free therapy on Purple Daily on Mackie and Judd.
Evening Judd.
Judd's Hockey Show. Evening Judd, morning Judd, afternoon Judd.
What were you thinking?
And they did exactly what they do. And you know what? Here's the thing that disgusts me. And this is where, so there was a ton of pushback. Honest to God, Dex, ton of pushback on Twitter.
Oh, boy.
Don't lose faith now. There's still a chance. It's only one loss. Let me make this very clear, okay? They didn't show up.
Yeah.
And that's what disgusts me. That's what disgusts me. And don't tell me it's a bunch of college kids. First of all, they play Division I football. It's a business.
They're adults.
Okay? So don't give me this, well, they're college kids. You can't be tough on them. Tanner Morgan is almost my age now. They've got a 7th-year player, okay? So don't give me this crap about, well, I mean, come on. Don't be so hard on them. No, they deserve it. They didn't show up. That game was poorly coached by PJ. Everything about that game was ridiculously inept. And for me to have sat there all last week in the home office with all my pennants and bobbleheads and baseball cards and beers and to told you, it's different this time. You know what? Sports Dad needs to check himself, Declan.
Yeah. Oh,
I am disgusted with. I come to all of you today, not just Declan. I come to all of you out there, and I beg for your forgiveness. For Sports Dad lost his way. I need to go to sports confession. How long has it been since your last sports confession? I haven't ever gone, really, because I've never been so stupid as I was. I need absolution from the gods.
Wow. That's a little sermon right there for you. I mean, I think you just went to. I think you just went to therapy. I'll charge you.
I'm disgusted with myself.
Your insurance and group info. But yeah, that stunk, dude. It's Purdue. I think their first win over the Gophers since 2007. I think I saw on the screen.
9,
right?
I think, but yeah.
It's been 10 plus years since you've lost to Purdue, and then also, I mean, I guess like the statement, within the statement. Like, what the hell happened with Mo Ibrahim? What happened? I know there was maybe an ankle injury last week. He's dressed, he's warmed up, and then he just doesn't play. And I'm sorry. PJ, spare me the BS. Spare me the protection that they're college players. Get up on the podium and tell me why your star running back wasn't able to play, you clown. I don't need to hear that a plead the fifth BS. Get up there and tell me why one of the best running backs in football is sitting out against this slappy team. He is your offense right now. Tanner Morgan's having a great year. Kirk Soraka's back. Yep, that's awesome. Mo Ibrahim's your offense. And then you're going to go up there and just not tell us why because you have the right to do so? Screw you, dude. Screw you. You had fans finally show up. The student section at least showed up in this weird color scheme, and they showed up for you, and you can't give us a reason why Mo Ibrahim won't play?
The lack... And this goes beyond Fleck, okay? And the Gophers. Well beyond them. The lack of mandating injury reports in college football is inexcusable. You run a major business. And don't tell me you don't. These are not, you can't make them amateur athletes when you want. I don't care if they're paid. I don't care that they aren't paid salaries. They play and bring in millions and millions of dollars, okay?
Right.
So how can you, as the whole sport, how can you have the Gophers, I think by the time that game kicked off, I think they were up to like 12.5-point favorites, okay?
Yeah.
And so according to PJ on the post-game show with Guard on radio, he said he had an injury, which you're right, I guess was reported as he tweaked his ankle against Michigan State or hurt it against them. And then he practiced on Tuesday a little bit, Thursday, and Friday. So he'd gone through practice. And PJ said right before kickoff, the doctor said he can't go. I don't care. What I care about is how is there not an injury report where all week long he was listed with at least some type of status, right? Full practice, limited. And then, just like with the pros, on Friday, you should get a out, questionable, whatever. But to have nobody have a clue that he might miss that game in a sport that brings in millions, if not ultimately the sport billions of dollars, you're exactly right. And that's beyond Fleck. That is the entire thing. It's a professional sport. Treat it like such.
Yeah.
And you do in every other way. You take all their money, ain't no network writing a check to college football and they're like, yeah, we don't really give, we're an amateur. Here, cut that check in half. They're taking every cent and they should. But I'm with you. That's ridiculous. But the no-show just disgusting. And I mean, Daryl Thompson at the end of the broadcast said they basically didn't show up.
Yeah, they didn't show up.
How about that?
And bad, bad turnovers. I get that. Unlucky ones, bounces off the other way, completely changes the game if they haul in that first touchdown and it's not picked. But I hate that. I loathe that you preach this culture and this family and you have this group of fans that are finally showing up for you in masses and wanting to believe in you and getting bandwagon guys like me on. And then I don't have to tell you anything. Like, dude, he's your best player. He is your offense right now.
But have your team prepared.
And that's also true.
And look, if Mo couldn't play, you knew internally that chance existed, right? So you can't tell me, well, Mo didn't play, so we're screwed. That game was close.
Yeah.
And that is the exact type of game that good teams win. That's the exact, it's at home.
Right.
And that game was tied into the fourth quarter, right? They kicked a field goal and got a late touchdown. But that game was tied. That is a ridiculous loss. In fact, you know what?
You want another one?
Fire up the Batman.
Okay.
Because it's over. It's over. You're going to a crappy bowl, or you're going to a bowl, you're going to the pinstripe, you're going to a cute bowl game, which I don't care about. The Pasadena Dream, the path to Pasadena, which I coined last week and was actually, toyed with the t-shirt idea. It's over, and here's why. You ain't beating Penn State. Because I saw this. Well, everything is still in front of them. I hate that one. Everything is still in front of them. Okay, first of all, they bleeped the bed. Second of all, you ain't beating Penn State. And after what you just did, I could tell you this. Even if you upset Penn State, I don't buy that you're going to run the table. All right. There's another loss here. I mean, you know what? Illinois just kicked the living crap out of Wisconsin,
yeah, they did.
Which is not good. Got Paul Chryst fired, and the former Badger coach, Brett Bielema, and the Illini are now going to be favored against the Gophers at home. Like, you could lose to them and Penn State. But the point is, if you win every game but one, and you go, and let's say you win, because this is still possible, the Big Ten West, you ain't beating the Buckeyes, right? So now you're going to have 3 losses at the minimum if you get there. You'll have 2 losses going in and 3 coming out. And all of a sudden, my dream of Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren is going to make damn sure that Minnesota can go to the Rose Bowl because they came out of the West is gone. The West is a joke. The West is as big a joke as the American League Central. It's garbage. It's crap. They're going to take either the second or third place team from the East, which puts you in the Meineke Car Care Bowl or the Blue Bonnet Bowl or, the Buffalo Wild Wings Espresso Bowl. You ain't going to the Rose Bowl now. That killed that. You just signed your Rose Bowl death certificate, and don't give me this, here's the thing. I don't get on your belief, and you do this too. We don't jump on the bandwagon to then be told when the damn thing goes off the bridge, oh no, stay on the bandwagon. You don't understand. No, I get it. I screwed up by ever believing in this crap. The student lot, our tailgate lot, I have never seen so many students.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day.
It's an 11 a.m. kick, Dex.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's an 11 a.m. kick. Do you know how hard, I mean, heck, you're what, 29 now?
Yep.
It's difficult for you to get up.
Yes, it is. I don't do that. Yep.
College kids, imagine when you were in college, 11 a.m. kick, which, by the way, ordinarily sparsely attended by students. They'll come to the game to a certain point, but like they ain't there early.
No.
Tailgating, enjoying drinks. Saturday, the tailgate lot that I'm in was nuts, and it was mostly students, or a lot of students. So don't give me now, it's all still in front of them. You don't understand. The fun train continues. The fun train just went off the tracks. Thanks, PJ Fleck. Thanks, Gophers. I should have known better than to trust anybody.
Oof. You're hot right now.
Yeah, I'm pissed off myself.
Yeah.
I'm really pissed off at myself for believing it would be one thing if they lost an incredible game. Shootout. You know, it's just unbelievable football game. They no-showed the damn game, which ticks me off. And they basically derailed themselves before they ever got started. And here I was being like, oh, this is great. This is fantastic.
Oh, boy.
Can I give you, unless you've got one, I've got one more statement. And it's baseball. But it created quite a stir on Twitter. And
Okay,
I'd like to give it to you.
Give it to me, and then I'm going to fire someone's ass after this.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I forgot to.
Okay. I had it written down in my notes, dude. This is why we need Phil.
That's why we need Phil.
Of course, Phil forgets stuff, too. What am I saying? All right. This created a stir on Twitter. But as a baseball sort of historian type of guy, I stand by it.
Okay.
And that's this. The statement is, give me the Judge. I want Aaron Judge to win the Triple Crown. The Twin season to me has been such a colossal bust now and this is nothing personal. This is nothing against Luis Ariz, who I really enjoy, for the most part, watching play. Not so much the error on Saturday in Detroit, but I want Aaron Judge to win the batting title, home run, which he is locked up, and I think he is pretty much, or has locked up, RBIs as well.
Yep.
But I got a lot of pushback on this. Give me Aaron Judge. Give me a Triple Crown. Ariz is a nice story, but this season's so bad, and I just don't care at this point. I would rather have, in my lifetime too, and yours, only the second player to win a Triple Crown, because Cabrera won one, I think, in 2012 with Detroit. I would rather have that than just to have a twin in a really disappointing year win a batting title.
I guess for me, I'm split on it. I really doesn't affect me one way or the other. It'd be pretty damn cool if Aaron Judge pulls off the Triple Crown. I have more of a nitpick with the whole, he's now the true home run king, and this is like the greatest home run season of all time, but we're omitting like a 5-year stretch from the late 90s and the early 2000s. We just pretend that didn't happen, and that pisses me off way more than a Twins player or a Yankees player winning Triple Crown. But I get it. Like, I'd rather, historically, you should go with the Judge factor.
But Twins fans were pissed at me.
Yeah,
I got a lot of pushback.
Well, and look, the Twins pocket protectors will use that Ariz thing as full steam ahead. I mean, that'll be 1A talking point on opening day next year, that we have the batting champion, and they're excited to talk to him. And Luis Ariz has been an awesome hitter for them.
Yeah, it's a great story.
But doesn't matter. I am so pissed the Twins that I pretend they don't exist.
I love your point though, because you are right. I love the fact that we have erased in our memory, like 1997
through 2003. It just didn't happen.
Gone. You're exactly right. It's hilariously funny.
And like to suggest that baseball was so pure, and the eras below it is just
where amphetamines were like the greenies were the big thing.
Is just the biggest load of crap ever. And that's what I think ticks me off the most.
That's hilarious. That's a great
people
point.
That get so upset about that, and it is not a coincidence. The people that defend that era are all the same age group. No one under 35 years old is saying this is the greatest home run hitting thing of all time. No one is. It's the same 55-year-old white guys who've had Hall of Fame ballots for 15 years, putting in the same
it's fans too,
BS
though.
crap. Yeah, but
right.
the gatekeepers are the 55 plus who just think baseball was built on apple pie and beer and hot dogs, and it's the biggest load of crap.
So how old were you in 98 with the McGuire Sosa?
I was 5. I don't remember really.
Because it was one of the greatest things, and it saved baseball.
It did.
But yeah, you're right. Well, we just can't. You don't know what guys were doing. You don't know, the juicing. How it didn't just end at a few guys. There's a lot of guys who juiced probably who didn't succeed because they just weren't that good.
Right. Exactly.
So you're right. You're exactly right. That's hilarious, though, because it is like, this is the greatest year since Maris. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just simply not.
Yeah, and the 60s weren't exactly the most pure decade either.
Yeah,
so
it's absurd.
All right.
Let's fire someone's ass, okay? Let's do this.
Baseball writers?
You just made the list.
They are on the list. I should be firing them. So every Monday, I like to fire someone's ass for my weekend of sports observations. Last week, I fired the entire Fox pregame NFL countdown crew because it's just.
And I hope you're feeling bad now.
I don't.
Because Bradshaw came on yesterday and said he has battled cancer twice in the last year.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Okay. Yeah, and I feel terrible for him.
I hope you feel bad for him.
Yeah, me too.
Bladder
I feel
cancer,
really
and then I think he had a rare skin cancer.
Okay. Well, once again, though, with numerous bad teams out there, coordinators out there, bad quarterbacks, Baker Mayfield's podium speech yesterday was classic, just clownish Baker Mayfield, who I loathe. There's plenty of people I can fire, but I'm gonna borrow something I did last week. I'm not firing any coach. I'm not firing any owner. I'm not firing any coordinator. I'm not firing any player. I am firing that broadcast booth that I had to listen to yesterday in the Vikings and Saints game. It was terrible. Did Mark Sanchez have a like extra venti double espresso coffee before he turned on that microphone? I mean, that dude was jacked for a Vikings and Saints game. And then the pandering of, we have a lot of field goals today. These fans in London love their kicks, don't they? They love to see kicks go up through the... Dude, spare me. No one here is watching it. We're in America watching this. We're in the United States of America.
Yeah, but
there's a small portion of soccer fans also watching this football game. Stop the pandering. The broadcast crew was crap. It was absolute crap. Why did we send those two clowns to London? Send a better crew than that. I don't want to listen to Mark Sanchez talk about that crap. It was awful. It was a terrible broadcasting crew. If I have to wake up to watch my favorite football team and set an alarm on a Sunday that is earlier than my workday alarm, I'm more upset about that. And I expect a top-notch product. Vinny was asleep for the first quarter. I wish I could have been Vinny. I wish I could have had the paws up in the air, not caring about this game. I had to listen to that crap, and I'm firing their asses. I can't stand them.
So this is back-to-back weeks. You're like a media critic now, like I used to be.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to take Declan's you're firing someone's ass, and I'm not just going to make an NFL because that limits me. And by the way, I'll run out of coaches. I will simply run out of coaches and coordinators. And there's will be instances.
And Matt Rule just deserves to be fired every single week. So like I'm with you. That's boring by now.
And there were instances last year where I fired like the same coordinator a couple different times. Like I'm going to expand this out to my sports observation weekend for the most part. Okay, but yes, this is the second straight week I'm firing a media crew. I can't stand them.
I don't think Mark Sanchez is going to be doing this.
No, he's not. At least
in the booth, much longer. He strikes me as the type of guy who's going to get replaced. I don't. You know what? For a guy who played a position at which details are incredibly important, he doesn't tell you much.
Yeah.
Like I want more. I want more observations of. Oh, I didn't think of that. He comes up with a lot of generic takes, which dude, you're a quarterback. So. All right.
That's why I want
Mark
fired.
Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
Who was the young play-by-play guy? He sounded young.
I don't know. I don't even know who he was. I want him fired. Mostly Mark Sanchez I want fired. I want mostly Mark Sanchez
Hey, I got a
fired.
question for you.
Yes, sir.
Hold your hand up again.
Yeah.
What's up with
the sleeves have the thumb holes in them.
Okay.
It's technically a running shirt. Like you could run with this.
I was just curious, and I was okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just put my thumbs in there sometimes.
So that's not on, but I mean that's not designed that way.
No, it is. It is designed that way. These are designed. You could run with these on, to keep your hands a little bit warmer.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, that's what.
But you don't run, so
I don't run anymore. I used to be I ran track in junior high and high school. And then I started partaking in things that wouldn't let me run very far and fast.
You couldn't breathe anymore? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
So I no longer could run the 400 as well as I used to when I was in 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. By the way, 400 is still, in my opinion, the toughest race. Because it's the longest.
I'd drop over.
It's basically a sprint. It's basically, it's not a 100, 200 meter sprint. Because that's just the fastest of the fast.
Okay.
The 400 is one full lap, and you really can't take 100 meters off of the lap. You can't
slow her down.
Can't really slow it. It's basically a sprint with a 1/4 of a mile, and it's hard as hell. So
I think his partner was Kevin Kugler.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. All right, take us home. We're done.
All right, hit the subscribe button for Daily Minnesota Sports Entertainment. Of course, we have our hottest and strongest Vikings take up on Purple Daily as well. We have Vent Line. We welcomed about over a dozen fans yesterday to talk after the Vikings went up over the Saints and started 3-1 on the season. Realistic Randy Rants, Before We Die, a full slate of content at your disposal right now on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. We'll be back tomorrow. We got some bonus scoops with our guy Darren Doogie Wolfson. Plenty of stuff to get to. Hit the subscribe button for daily Minnesota sports entertainment. We'll be back tomorrow.